My grief like it was an inconvenience he was patiently enduring. I needed him to feel the loss as deeply as I did to understand that our baby's death wasn't just something to process and move past. Instead, he treated it like a problem to be solved rather than a tragedy to be mourned properly. The worst part was how he changed the subject when I wanted to talk about what we'd lost, like he was uncomfortable with the reality of our situation. After months of feeling like I was drowning while Gary went through the motions of being supportive, I reached out to my friend Destiny from back home. Destiny had always been the one person who really got me and didn't try to fix everything with empty optimism. When she offered to come visit, I felt hope for the first time since the accident. Finally, someone who would understand what I was going through instead of treating me like a problem that needed solving. The minute Destiny arrived, she could see right through Gary's whole act. She pointed out things I hadn't even noticed, how he'd sigh when I had particularly bad days, how he'd subtly change the subject when I wanted to talk about the baby, how he acted like my grief was just a phase I needed to get through instead of a legitimate response to losing our child. Destiny helped me understand that Gary was using his financial control to keep me grateful and independent. She'd notice how he'd make little comments about spending when we'd go out or how he'd position himself as the reasonable one while making me feel like my emotions were too much to handle. It was like someone finally turned on a light and showed me what was really happening in my own relationship. We'd stay up talking for hours about how men always expect women to just bounce back from trauma while they get to play the hero who supports them through it. Destiny understood that healthy relationships don't involve one person policing the other's healing process or putting time limits on grief. For the first time in months, I felt like someone was actually on my side. When Destiny and I would go out and have fun, Gary would get this tight expression like he disapproved of me finally feeling joy again. He'd make passive-aggressive comments about us staying out late or spending money, proving exactly what Destiny had been saying about his controlling nature. Instead of being happy that I was finally starting to feel like myself,